Alright, we're gonna try this again, because for whatever reason, when I went live last time, it didn't send out notifications, and it told me it was unlisted. So... ah! There it goes. We got it this time. Cool. Yeah, that was super weird. Last time, when because I went live just a little bit ago, it was telling me that it was unlisted. And because I always log into my other account, that is the mod for my chat, and I was trying to figure out what the frick was happening. Because I usually access the chat on my phone, and so that's why there were two streams. So I was trying to figure out why it did that. So I'm sorry if I confused everybody, but we should be good now. So we should be okie dokie. So sorry for any confusion there. Didn't mean to confuse anybody. Oops. Let me share. Can I have my text up, please? Weird. Man, YouTube's been acting up lately. I don't know what's going on with it. Anyway, sorry guys. We should be all good now. What is this? That is the overlay. No, it's not. Maybe that's her layer. Oh, Clip Studio, really? Clip Studio's like, wait a minute, pause, we gotta save the artwork. Okay, so that's just me not filling things in properly. Okay, that's fine too. It's not that layer. It's not that layer. And of course it's this one. One where I can't really... I think it's a flat layer. Yeah, it is. So yeah, guys, I was away for a little bit. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. Basically, hey, yeah. So basically what I'm gonna do today is I've got this artwork I'm working on for the manga. And I'm just kind of coming in and figured, you know what? I'm working on this. It's been a month since I streamed last. And I might as well just kind of stream myself working on it, you know? Is it? Let me fix that. Thanks, Haru. Huh. It's maxed out. Is that better? I forget sometimes my volume goes down. Change this then. Oh my gosh. No change? None? There's no change in my volume at all? Well, I've got my mic completely maxed out. Oh, because I've got the... What? That's weird. Huh. I set it to my headset and it's not taking my headset. That's super strange. Yeah, I'm changing it in the properties, but it's not taking the change. Is that better? Is that any better? I tried the secondary auxiliary. Is that any better? That's super weird. Of course. My first stream in a while and there's 50 million problems. Okay, is this better? Hopefully this third try is better. I don't know what's up with my headset. Sometimes it just doesn't take. Okay, I'll just have to use this. I don't like using this headset, but I'll just use this headset, I guess. That's super strange. Yeah, what's really weird is I have my because I've got a gaming headset. I have it plugged in. Like I had my settings and everything. Still low. Well, then I don't know what to say, Haru. Like I've got I've got everything maxed out. I've got my headset like literally right next to my mouth. So I don't know how much better I can make it. I'll have to figure out what the heck's going on with my volume because I literally have my volume like completely maxed out and I have it selected and it's just not taking, I guess. Okay, can you hear me any better now? Yeah, it's super strange. I don't know what's going on with it. Thank you for letting me know though, Haru. I really appreciate it. So thanks for letting me know. Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks so much, guys. I appreciate it. You know, like bad volume, bad audio is like the worst thing you can have in a stream. So I appreciate it. Anyway, hi Krill, hi Rusty. I'm not just FYI guys, I'm not sure where this drawing is going. It's just going. I don't know what I'm doing with it. I kind of impromptu decided to. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry, Haru. I don't really know where this illustration is going. I just last minute decided I wanted to change the cover of my manga again. Again. And so I'm kind of just making a last minute change. So I'm really sorry if you guys are like, oh my god, is she changing the cover again? Yes. Yes, I am. Again. So I'm sorry. 20%? Wow. Yeah, I'm completely maxed out on everything. I'm maxed out on my personal volume. And then in Streamlabs, I have it completely maxed out. So I don't know. And I'm using an Apple headset, so like I can't like increase the volume of that unless I go into maybe Streamlabs and see if I can adjust the audio volume. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what to do. It's the volume in all my settings is maxed. So I don't know what the issue is. Super strange, yo. Well, I guess as long as you guys can hear me, that's what matters, I suppose. I gotta get this done, and so I don't want to spend 20 minutes working on figuring out why my audio is not working. Oh yeah, I want a better headset, but that's just like not been my priority because I've not been streaming that much. So I guess I've just not made getting proper equipment my priority, but I need to. I mean, I've got a gaming headset and it works just fine. It's just like every once in a while, it just won't register for whatever reason. Like, it's a Streamlabs issue where Streamlabs just does not register anything that I plug into it. And it just happens. And the only way for me to fix that is to just completely shut everything down and reboot. And like, I already restarted my stream once today. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna like shut everything down again and reboot everything again. I'm just gonna suck it up. So, sorry guys. Sorry. I'm gonna be a bad streamer today. But yeah, I definitely need better equipment, that's for sure. Yeah, thanks. I wasn't quite sure about it, because I was worried it looked way too plain. But we'll see. Yeah, I changed it a lot from what it originally was. Come on. So I figured, I saw that the H was in the same place, but I might move some of these letters up so that they're more even. I might make the letters thicker, because this is pretty thick and then these are kind of thin, so I might even that up a little bit. So that's, and then I might push this up a little bit more. So that's what I thought about doing. But we'll see. Yeah, I kind of need to thicken these up a little bit. And that's just like an actual font, so I just kind of left it as it is. But it would be really easy for me to go into the original file and just thicken that up a little bit. So, and what's really cool about it is I can change the way I have it set up. It's set up in black and white. And so I can go into my original layers and I can change the colors really, really easily. So I can adjust it for every cover that I make, and that's why I really liked the idea of keeping it in black and white, is I can just like modify it however I want to fit whatever whatever colors that cover has. So I thought it was kind of cool. So it'll be really easy to adjust to every cover. Thanks. I really love greens. I really love blues and reds. They're like blue, reds, and blacks are like my favorite color scheme to go together. And then the original drawing, let me show you what I had in mind. Yeah, so here is the original sketch for it. Um, so I really liked the original sketch for it, and I always feel like my finals never have the same energy as my sketches. I'm definitely a sketcher, but I also don't have any shading in here yet. So I'm trying to be patient with it and be like, it's okay, Kat, like you haven't even put any shading in it yet. You haven't even finished drawing the hands, like the hand monster. Like you haven't even finished putting in the fire, so like it's okay. Just keep going with it. You'll be alright. So I'm trying not to stress myself too much about it yet. It's one of those ones where like your drawing just like looks bleh until like you get like most of the way through and then it starts looking okay. So now I gotta put the rest of this like fire stuff in. There are all these layers, guys. It's so many layers here. I forgot. I have to move my layer panel over here. Look at all these layers. I want to die. They're not named, except a few of them. I was so bad. See, I got the shadows started. Like, oh my god, they're so messy. I should probably name my layers like a good human being. That way I'm not, like, losing anything. Because I would. I'm such a monster, I don't name my layers. Oh, well, this layer is obvious what that is. This is RO Shadow. Rocks. Rocks. You can't even see the rocks. This is just like one giant. So how has everybody been? Color. Cool. Cool. Naming layers? Nah, naming layers is for the weak. For the weak. My music stopped. Oh no, it did. I just can't hear it because it's there we go. Now I can hear it. I was like, where did my music go? And I forgot that's on my other headset. I got it though. Yeah, I used to do a bunch of folders, but I got super tired of like opening them all the time. So I'm like, yeah, screw that. I don't even know what this is. There's nothing on it. These are flat colors, so they should be colored. Oh, window fills are yellow. That's a background, so that's purple. Shadows, so that's green. Line art, so that's red. No, line art is orange. That's a flat fill, so that's yellow. So line art, so that's orange. Line art, fill. That's a fill. What is this? Oh, that's a white. White. As opposed to scrolling all the time? Yes. Well, see, that's why I usually put my layers right next to what I'm working on so that I can see almost everything. uh, yes, I scroll, but that's also why I usually color code everything. And I have everything separated. Like, all of this is page. Oh, well, most of this is page. The other page, because I've got this other page here. So, what is this? I don't know what this is. What? That's not. What? I will never name a layer again. You didn't even know you could color code them? Yeah, you just select it and then you just pick a color. Ta-da! It's amazing. When I did when I did Onami, I color coded all my layers, and it made it so much easier because like I've got my own system. Like for example, um, purples Purples are for no, sorry. Purples are usually for sketches. Anything blue is a background element. Anything orange is line art. Anything yellow is a fill, like a flat fill. And then green are for highlights and shadows. Red are for like special effects, um, or like special highlights, or for special fixes. They're sort of like my effects are like special layers. And then I also add black, which I use for text. So any lettering or anything goes on a black layer. Because if you click on this and you do use other color, you can select whatever colors you want. So it's pretty nifty. I like it. So it can be kind of a pain, like if you forget to do it and then you have to go back and throw it all in. It can be annoying as frick, but it's really just helpful just to find everything quicker. And then if you're stupid like me, and then you put your liner on different layers, your life's gonna be extra hard. This is all my liner, most of it. I might as well just merge all of these because I totally bombed this layer and this one. Like, I drew on the wrong layer, and so I might as well just merge them all. No! Sucks. It's okay though, whatever. So I might just call this red because I messed it up. I'm just gonna, wrong layer. That's why I made a post about drawing on the wrong layer, because I was like, damn it! Because I'd already merged everything and it was too far to undo. And then these are the arrows, because I felt too lazy to draw them. So I just used a 3D model. I was like, man, I got too much stuff to do. I don't want to have to draw an arrow. So I just used a 3D model for those today. I'm like, you know what? I got too much other stuff going on. I don't know if I got time for that. I got no time for drawing arrows today. So those are admittedly 3D models. It's the same. Actually, I modeled them after the same arrow that I used in a later page. And it wasn't until, like, after I posted it that I realized I forgot a very important element. Like, I was so happy because I thought I finally finished this panel. Hi Pearl, and then when I went back to look at it, I realized I forgot something very, very subtly important to this panel. I did this panel and I was so excited about it, and then I realized I forgot the bowstring. pulling back the arrow and there's no bowstring. I was like, damn it, cat! It's a good thing you caught that now, rather than after you posted it. And it's in my sketch. I just, like, I hit the sketch so that I could focus on the details and such. And then I was like, oh, I'll just print the bowstring later. And then I just completely forgot. And so, yeah, I was so mad. I'm like, nah. No, he's just pretending. He's just pretending. It doesn't matter. Well, and then the problem is I did not know this. Yeah, you're not late. I didn't know this, but your first chapter is usually longer than the other chapters. And so now I'm in this dilemma. Do I try to get all of chapter 1 done, which is technically chapter 1 plus chapter 2? Or what was chapter 2? So now I suddenly have double the work to do to get my first chapter done before June 15th. And I'm like, there's no way in hell that I can do 37 pages in 10 days. I did that once for Onami and it didn't work out that well. So now I'm like, shit. So yeah, I'm in a little bit of a predicament now. Sorry guys, I'm just thinking. Don't mind me. Yeah, that's what I thought I would do. Is I would post the first half of chapter 1, and then I'll post the second half. Or I might just go ahead and post the first half, and then like slowly post the rest of it. Because otherwise my only option is to delay it an extra month, and I've already been talking about June 15th for like the last 6 months, so I don't feel like I could change the date now, which is fine. It is what it is, so I'm not too worried about it. What is on this layer? I hate asking this question. What is on this layer? That's why I'm asking. That's why I'm trying to rename my stuff. See, that's a fill. That's a fill, technically. Okay, and then this is the sketch. So this is purple. And then this is Aros's tattoo, which should actually go right here. So here's a cool thing. So this tattoo that Aros has, I am going to also be getting that tattoo. In the same place. So I'll have the same tattoo as one of my characters. That's cheesy, I know. I'm terribly sorry. But I thought it would be kind of cool. Like, I wanted to do something special for my 30th birthday, because my 30th birthday is on June 15th. And so I've decided to see if I could get that tattoo, and I'm waiting to hear back from the tattoo parlor. And I haven't heard back from them yet. Just realized I forgot something. So basically what I'm doing is I'm still flatting right now. I'm getting all my flats in, making sure I didn't miss any spots. What's on this layer? I tried drawing a bamboo forest and let's just say I got lost in the forest. Dude, same. Bamboo is interesting to draw. I I struggle with drawing bamboo, and it's taxing enough that I just have a bamboo brush. I've got a couple of them. That's how I draw bamboo, okay? I use a bamboo brush. Because I'm like, I ain't got time for this. I gotta get stuff done, son. Is it cheesy I'm getting the same tattoo as a character? Yeah, probably. Am I gonna regret it? Probably. Probably. If I become super famous, no, I won't regret it. If I don't, then no, probably I won't regret it. Work hard, smarter, not harder. Precisely. What is this little white dot? The frack? Nani? What? What is it? Oh, I hate this question. Did I accidentally get rid of something? Okay, that's what it was. It was what is this called? A mask. I had about 6 and I just copy and pasted the ground foliage to cover messed up spots. Nothing is ever messed up. What you talking about? Everything's a learning experience. Oh, I was finishing Hinema. That's what I was doing. I was like, what was I working on? I forgot. I was working on this drawing before I decided I was going to go live on YouTube, and then I just completely forgot what I'd been working on. So this is Hinema. I'll spell out his name for you. He's one of my favorite characters. Hinema. And he is a sentient fungus who guards the underworld of Nor. He's a very sensitive being. he's kind of spunky. You know, like he's kind of got like that like happy spunky personality. Nothing gets him down. Really, he can be kind of serious, but he just kind of like enjoys life. He's definitely a YOLO type character. That's just his personality. He's really fun. Yeah, I know that one. Like Cheese Grand Adventure or something like that. It's so cute. Oh, I never finished drawing his spikes before I merged everything. Wouldn't be the first time. Wouldn't be the first time. Story of my life. See what I mean, guys? You mess up and you just go with it. Just who cares? Oh well. I don't even care anymore. Like, dude, guys, I went on my trip and I just didn't care anymore about anything. I just kind of did whatever. And I mean, it was kind of nice not having to worry about stuff. I mean, it was also kind of frustrating a little bit because I like initially, and I'll be like, I'm gonna make a video about everything and like my experiences and my thoughts and stuff on the trip. But I kept thinking about drawing like the whole time. It's like, dude, you should be drawing. You should be drawing, and it's like, no, brain, shut up. I'm on vacation. It was pretty good. I didn't get to go camping like I wanted to because it snowed in the mountains where I was gonna go camping. And I didn't have like the proper gear for that, so I didn't get to go camping in the mountains like I wanted. So I just stayed in the lower elevations with my grandparents because they live right at the base of the mountain. So I went ahead and just stayed with them instead. Um, Thankfully, it was like nothing that I lost money on or anything. for my... But it was good. Like, I got to go hiking. Oh, wait, this would be not here. So it was nice. I got to go see a lot of the old places that I used to go all the time. Where I used to go hiking and just go enjoy. I got to see some family I hadn't seen in a really long time, like 5 or 6 years. So that was really nice. Um, and I've just been kind of like chomping at the bit to get back to drawing and get some stuff done. So like I'm totally ready to get back to work now. It's just like it's strange because you take such a long, like I took 2 weeks off, and now I kind of feel like I am like struggling to kind of like get back into my groove, but I know that it's there. Like the desire to draw is there. It just feels kind of strange. It feels like drawing is like this weird, like foreign activity to me at the moment. Um, but I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily because it kind of gives me the chance to have like a new perspective on it. And for a really long time, art was just something that I did, like, to be honest, kind of vindictively. Because I had so many people telling me that I couldn't do it. And to me, it was this, oh, I'm gonna show you thing. And, like, that was what I did. Like, I did it to be bitter. Um, it wasn't something I was doing because, like, I genuinely loved it. It was just a, well, I'm gonna freaking show you. And going back to like where it all started drawing, like where it all started for me, because like I didn't start drawing until college. And one of the things that I did a lot is I would go into the mountains and I would draw, or I would just get away. Like the mountains were like my happy space, I guess. Um, and so getting to go back into the mountains and just have the time to think and go back to the old places that I used to go and sit and draw and think, like the exact same spots, was really interesting. Because I mean, I'm a completely different person than I was, what, like 10 years ago? Yeah, it was 10 years ago. And like you don't think the same things, you don't feel the same way, you don't have the same interests. Like you completely change in a 10-year period of time. So it was really interesting. I guess kind of confronting myself from 10 years ago, I guess is like the best way of putting it. And just being like, well, who is that person that I was then versus like who is this person that I am now, and like why am I doing this? So I originally was studying medicine and animals, and I got diagnosed with a latent TB infection. Um, and I was told that because of that infection, I would never get to do art, or I mean, I would never get to work in medicine. I'd never get to work with animals. I'd never be able to go be an English as a second language teacher in Japan, because in order to do that, you have to be able to pass a test, like a skin test, and then pass a like a chest X-ray. And because I can't pass the skin test, I was told that I could never do all of these things that I wanted to do. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. Like, I was naive enough at the time to not, like, double check it. I just kind of accepted whatever they told me. Um, so, yeah, exactly. I kind of had one of those moments. So it was definitely interesting to kind of just have, like, be forced to sit there and, like, face yourself, I guess. Um, and I realized that, like, even though, like, I was really bitter about the fact that, like, I believed what this person had told me, even though now I know it really wasn't true. It, like, the decision that I made in that moment to pursue art instead of science and medicine and all the other stuff completely altered the course of my life. Um, And so it was definitely a moment that I needed to decide, like, is art something that I really, really, really want to do? Is this something that I want to pursue? Because, I mean, like I just said, like, it was not my intended career path. It was just something that literally was pure accident, because of, being diagnosed with that latent TB infection, because it could always come back, and that was my fear, is I was worried that I would be a liability. I didn't want to get any animals I was working with sick. If it happened to come back, I didn't want to get any children or anything sick. So I guess that was like a personal choice that I made out of the interest of like who my future like patients and anyone out or anything that I was taking care of in that moment. Wow, this music is really dramatic. I swear I didn't. It's just on a Adrian Von Ziegler playlist. But like, I don't know. That's stuff you think about. And that was what I was told would be really selfish. Is they're like, oh, if you go into this and someone else gets sick, that's on you. That's a liability that you're gonna have to accept and deal with. People may never want to hire you. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, and that's the other thing that I've had to like learn to accept, is that the choices I've made has affected a lot of other people. Um, because all the people that I've met, that I've talked to, dude, I wouldn't even know my roommate. Um, if I hadn't made that choice. And so it's just like that decision completely altered my life. And what I don't tell a lot of people is technically science was my second choice. So I originally was going to go into music. I played 7 different instruments in high school. I was a total band nerd. I loved what I did. It was great. And then when I got into senior year, I ended up being at a new school for reasons I don't really care to get into. But I was at a new school, um, and so I don't know if you guys are familiar with how bands work, but in bands you have what are called chairs, which are sort of like rank. Basically, the higher chair you are, like mostly the better you are. And for the instrument that I play, which my primary instrument was piccolo. A piccolo is a tiny flute. Typically, you only have one piccolo for about every 100 other band members. And that's because piccolos are very loud just by default. And usually, the flute players, whoever is the leader of the flute section, or what would be called highest chair, they kind of get the piccolo by default, if they choose it. And in band, basically, it's the highest flute player that gets to decide if they want it or not. Um, it doesn't have a feed. Hello, hi Jisama. But anyway, so I don't know what you mean by doesn't it have a feed. I don't know what you mean by that. Um, anyway, so they decided. So we did the tryouts. I was at a brand new school. I didn't know them. They didn't know me. I was like uh, an honors band, quality piccolo player. I'd been in pit orchestra, full orchestra, honors band, district honors band. Like I was a good piccolo player. A reed. No, a piccolo does not have a reed. Um, it's just like a flute. It's basically just a stick with holes, basically. But anyway, and I beat their piccolo player fair and square in a blind test. And what a blind test in music, that's okay. What a blind test in music basically means is that they put both players behind a wall, and each player will play one at a time, and that way they can't see who's playing. They purely judge based on the sound. I won the blind test. I won. And this band gave their piccolo player, who I beat, the piccolo spot. Because they had 3 different bands. They put her in the piccolo position in the highest level band for like the best players. And then to add insult to injury, they put me in the second quality band. Now remember, I'm an honors band player. Okay, so I'm honors band level. And then I've also been a piccolo player for 6 years at this point. It was my 7th year on piccolo. Um so not only do they put me in the middle quality band, the average people, they also put me in second chair, which means that the person ahead of me, the first chair player, basically first place, she gets to decide if she wants to play the piccolo. And she said yes. So she got to play the piccolo. And I was forced to play flute, which I hate, by the way, which is funny. I love the piccolo but hate the flute. Um, and yeah, so I had my piccolo position rightfully ripped away from me, even though I beat her fair and square. And I had called my old band director from my previous school, and I told him what happened, and I asked them if there was anything I could do. They wouldn't let me challenge this other piccolo player because they said, well, you already did a challenge and you already lost. I'm like, no, I didn't lose, I actually won. Like, I was so distraught. And band had been like my identity for so long, and like I wanted to do music. I'd already been invited to play in Europe. Like I was that good, and I decided that, you know what, if this is how the art world, or if this is how the music world is going to be, if it's going to be this catty, then I'm going to quit. And I did. I quit. I quit right there, and I have not picked up my piccolo since. And it really hurt because like that was my thing, like that was my whole identity. Was like I was literally, my nickname in school was literally Piccolo. Because that's how much of my identity that it was. That was my thing, that was what I was good at. um yeah, and so, here I am, a senior, being like suddenly having to change my whole life course. And I always loved the sciences, and so I put all of my energy into studying like my AP bio course and my science classes. I took Spanish 5 again just because there wasn't anything else higher that I could take. Like, I like put everything into preparing for a science degree. um, Most people don't know you draw. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it's kind of fun to just kind of surprise people. Most people don't know that I play like 7 different instruments. I can play steel drum bands, I can play piccolo, I can play flute, I can play alto sax, I can play tenor sax. I'm really good with the beats. Like, I'm not like a drum set good or anything, but like, I'm not half bad myself. But, so it's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, you can always keep that skill to yourself if it's something you're truly passionate about and you don't want it ruined by anything. There's nothing wrong with having, like, secret hobbies or secret passions. Sometimes those secret hobbies and secret passions are really important to just helping you, like, you keep your sanity, honestly. At least until you're ready to share it. But yeah, so I went from like pursuing music. I mean, I love science. Science was kind of like going to be my backup in case music never worked out. But I went from doing that to like doing, okay, well, I'm only going to do science now. And then literally like a year into college, I got diagnosed with TB. So I'm like, well, I can't do this anymore. And so, like, I felt like within the span of like 2 or 3 years, I had to recreate myself 2 times. And so I think that's why I held on to like drawing so tightly, was because I was like, well, I already gave up my art career. I already gave up my science career, like all of my science careers, because all of them were not quote quote safe anymore because I had the TB diagnosis. And so it's like, well, what the frick do I do with myself? I'm like, art's kind of cool. I ended up taking like just like a general like art 101 class. And that was kind of how I got into art. Someone suggested I do animation. Like, have you ever thought about doing animation? They're like, you like storytelling. Have you ever considered animation? And I'm like, no, not really. And I kind of liked it. So that's kind of how I got into art. It was just literal chance. Oh, yeah, the can you draw me thing. My gosh. Ever since people at work have found out that I draw, everyone's like, "Hey cat, can you draw this for me? Hey cat, can you do this for me? Hey cat, can you do this for me?" And it's like, I can. I can. Do I want to? That's another question. So in case you guys are wondering what I'm doing, right here, this is the trim line, and then right here is the bleed. What I'm doing is I'm taking all of my artwork past my bleeds. That way when I crop them, you'll be able, everything will be fine. And that's what this white line was when I put it on. That gives me a preview of what the artwork will look like once it's cropped. So I can kind of get a rough estimate of like what the final will actually look like, and then are there any ends that look really strange, anything that lines up. Like right here, I can see here there's an area that I missed on the wings. So usually I just have a layer that has white turned on, and I'll just turn it on every once in a while to kind of check my margins, and just kind of like preview what it will look like. I mean, if you want to start charging for your stuff, you should just start charging for it. I mean, no one can. I mean, the worst people will do is not commission you, but I think also at a certain point, people have to decide, is it worth working for crap wages? Or is it worth holding out for the few people that pay me right? And usually you end up making the same amount of money anyway, because I mean, think about it. If you charge something, if you charge $10, which you should be charging 50 for, you know, if you get just one $50 commission versus doing like 10, you know, or five $10 ones, you're making the same amount of money, but you're doing way less work. But you're still making the same amount of money, and that's what a lot of people who charge so low for their commissions don't understand. Is it's like, do you want to spend like say this commission? I mean, whether you do 10 of them or one of them, each commission will still take you the same amount of time. So if each, you know, $5, you know, if each like $10 commission takes you like 10 hours to do, which is, you know, crappy wages, you know, just work with me here. You know, would you rather work for, you know, 5 times 10? Would you rather work for 50 hours, or would you rather work for 10 hours? I mean, you do the math. You're going to make the same amount of money, right? But most people are so afraid of never getting any commissions that they go, oh, well, I'd rather get something than nothing. And it's like, you're assuming that you would get nothing. If you're the sort of person that you just bow down to public pressure and you never ever offer what your real worth is, and you're always going to get shitty wages. Hi, JMB, how are ya? If people ask for free, then tell them no. You're like, no. That's what I have to do. I can't tell you how many commissions I have to turn down because people want me to work for free. And I'm like, no, son, I don't work for free. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't even really do commissions anymore anyway. I got better stuff to do. If people want me to do commissions, then they're gonna have to pay for it. Because when I do commissions, I have to stop doing my work. And so now my commissions are, I hate to put it, they're kind of expensive now. Because that's how much my time is worth. Me taking time away from my projects is worth money. That's how I view it. And that came out terribly, didn't it? But I mean, not everyone who does commissions is like a pro either, or looking to make pro wages. So there's that argument as well. Try and stuff out when I'm looking up or to the side. I'm not sure which one I want. Then go for it. If you think it'll be fun. So what I'm doing here, so I did the lighter color for Aros's hair first. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, his hair is actually black, but I want it to have like that reddish tone. I forget which character in Inuyasha has that. They have like the dark black hair and they have like reddish highlights. I forget which character that is, but I utterly fell in love with that look. Is it from Inuyasha? I forget what show it is, but there's an anime that a character has black hair and they have reddish highlights, just like Kagome has bluish highlights. I wanted to do the red with black, and so what I'm doing is I did the line art in reddish color, just to kind of end like a dark red. Believe it or not, it's all dark red. It's not black. And then I just selected his hair fill, and now I'm going to go in. I'm going to erase where the highlights are. So I might have to darken it a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to have to darken it. So I'm just actually going to reselect this. I'll make it that reddish color, and I'll darken it just a teeny bit. Oh, clip. Oh, set this to multiply, so I want it to keep the same hue. Oof. Ooh, that kind of over my line, didn't it? So now when I erase, it'll have red highlights. I feel like that's just not enough. So let's lower that opacity. And then I'll just kind of play with the opacity until I find something that I like. No, I am not a hair person, guys, so don't at me. Hair is not something I'm known for being good at, so. Oh, sorry, that was gross. Sorry, guys. No, and I've heard what her story is, and that has automatically made me refuse to watch it. I've, like, oh my gosh, I heard about that, and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So that makes me, I'm not gonna lie, that makes me want to not watch it. I'm just gonna be honest, yo. I felt like that was really stupid. But it still might be a good movie. I'm sorry, I care more about the plot than anything. Yeah, it looked like it was gonna be a great movie, and then I heard the plot, and I'm like, nope. Nope. Like, I don't even want to get invested in that now. But it looks like a great movie. I think aesthetically it looks amazing. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a Disney live action, so like what are you gonna do, you know? But I think aesthetically, I think it looks awesome. Alright, so that's the first layer of shadows. Ah, this is gonna take me forever. Alright, second layer. Let's go. Let's go. So I've got my other layer here. I can kind of figure out roughly. Oh, I need to get my planes of the face reference out here. Planes of the face. I totally had it out and then I left it. I forgot. Let's see. I need the side lights. Where did I put it? I had it on my phone and then I lost it. I forgot where I saved it. I hate when that happens. I need the side lights. Can I just get a good reference, please? Can I get a amen for good reference, please? Ah! Lighting. Planes of the face. Lighting. Lighting. There it is. Damn! I didn't know that was gonna be that hard. That was harder than it should have been. Okay. So... Here's my... Nice. Give me 1 second, guys, while I do this. I mean, some of this is going to be in shadow because of his face. Hers. I'm not very good at this part, so it's okay. I really suck at this part, so... Like, this is why I don't color, you guys, because I suck at this part. Just gonna make a confession here. This is why I don't color my drawings. Just because I suck at this. I think this is why I put off doing a cover for a long time, is because I knew I really was not confident about my art in this part. And so I didn't want to do it. I'm trying to, like, face that and be like, stop being a coward. Y'all gotta learn this eventually, Cat, so you might as well. I hate coloring. I hate coloring so much. Like, I don't know how people find this part fun. Like, some people hate line art. I love line art. I find line art incredibly enjoyable. But you get me into coloring? Nah, fam. Nah. His bottom lip is so huge. And I know it's because his chin, like his bottom jaw, I drew it incorrectly. Technically, you would be looking up at it, technically. But hear me out. Hear me out, guys. Every single cover that I looked at never had you looking up at the characters. Like Nick. I'm not, even when it was anatomically appropriate. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. You hate sketching? What? Rusty? What? Oh wait, no, sorry, that was Pearl. I was like, Rusty. How could you hate coloring? Or hate sketching? But it was Pearl that said that. That's good enough, I guess. That's good enough. Good enough. Well, and like so many manga artists are like really good at coloring, and I'm like, how are you guys this good at coloring and black and white? It's not fair. See, sketching is my favorite part. I love sketching. I think sketching is my favorite part. I think I think sketching's my favorite because there's no like responsibility to like make something really nice, and you can literally just do whatever the frick you want. Yeah, definitely shading and lighting for sure. I feel that on a personal level. It's just not fun. Like it's not. That's why I prefer working in black and white. Is I find it just way more enjoyable, a lot less stressful. There's a lot less to worry about. But I think also it's harder because in color you can kind of hide. Sometimes you can hide like a bad anatomy or bad shading under color, and you can't necessarily do that with black and white. Like black and white is black and white. Okay, it's there. Okay, let me figure out where my light source even is. Wow, that's not a good even light source. I really don't even know what I'm doing. It depends on what your lighting is, really. And also, are you going for a blue? Are you going for a cooler hue? Or are you going for a warmer hue? Because green can be cool or warm. If you're going for cool, then you probably should stick with like purples or blues. If you're trying to go for some, or you could even go with a green. If you're going for something warmer, then maybe you want to go for like a reddish purple or like a warmer green. Like it really just sort of depends on, or even a red for shading. It just really depends on what your temperature is. I literally just had this conversation with my tutoring student today. It really just depends on what you're doing at the moment. As far as like what you use. Like, so for example, this is actually two different colors. I don't know if you guys can see it in here, but I've got two different blues here. I've got a lighter blue and a darker blue to shade with. And what I'm doing is I'm actually just erasing the whole thing. And then I can go in later, that's why I'm using a mask. So I just erased a bunch, where all I have to do is just grab this in, and I can just throw my shadow back in, so it'll be really easy to erase and then re-add. Because sometimes it's just easier to just erase everything and then put everything back in that you need. Just, you know, I just find it easier personally. So I do that also when I do my manga. Because I'll erase more than I actually need to erase, and I'll just add in what I needed. I usually go with like a purple or a blue for shading, but I'm also starting to experiment more with using greens. Because greens are something I always considered for like a warm shade, or a warm color, but I've learned lately that they can also be cooler if used correctly. So I've been kind of experimenting a little bit more with greens. Because I love greens. I love using greens in my work. But I wasn't really sure how I could use them in a warm way. Or, I mean, a cool way. But if you look here, they do look... This does look like a green. So... And then later on, what I'll be doing is I'll be darkening the wings up. So that it looks like it's just vanishing into darkness. That's eventually what it'll look like. That's why you can kind of see this here kind of fading. It'll actually turn to really, really dark. So I want to give a nice contrast for her, so it'll be really dark. Oh, red can definitely be a cool color. I mean, the color that I have here as a shadow is technically a red, but it's cool. It also depends on something that's called relative color. Relative color is how colors look when paired next to something. So for example, this red that I have here is probably closer to an orange. Let me see. Yeah, so it's kind of, actually, it's pretty in the middle, as far as, like, what its actual tone is. So yeah, it's a 375, or 357. So it's not quite, it's kind of pretty, it's pretty in the middle. But if you were to take a warmer, like, orange color and put it, like, oopsie. And put that next to it, like, that, it definitely looks way more red than the color I'm using. So while this looks pretty bright and pretty red, when you actually put an actual bright red, orangey color next to it, it looks really, really pale. So it's kind of interesting how that works. That's magic for you. And that's called relative color theory. And it becomes really important when you start playing with highlights and shadows. for how you think colors look versus what they actually look like. So it's really a lot more complicated than people think it is. It's not just you put blank color next to blank color and you're done. I'm like, it's way deeper than that. Hey, Misting, what's up? Yeah, I figured I'd come back and do a little stream today. Feeling hella self-conscious right now, but I'm here and I'm doing the thing. Oh yeah, for sure. That's why I'm like, you know what? I haven't seen people in a while, so I'm gonna stream. It is hot as fuck right now. I've got my fan on. If my mic starts sounding really weird, guys, I'm sorry. I left the fan off as long as I could. I am like melting over here. So if the fan is bugging the mic, just let me know and I'll see if I can fix it. Yeah, just trying to make sure I meet my deadline still. You guys know how it goes. I got my second COVID shot Thursday evening, and I've been kind of sick last couple days. That's why I didn't stream right away after I got back, because I got my COVID shot literally the day after I got back, and I've been dealing with that. Oh man, that wasn't fun. Because I reacted to the first one too, and so they're like, well, if you reacted to the first one, you'll probably react to the second one. I'm like, gee, thanks, that's comforting. And so I got the second. Oh no, I'm okay now. That's why I'm streaming, because I got it on Thursday evening, and I was fine. I got it at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was fine. Like I got like a little bit of a headache, but it wasn't that bad. And the first one I reacted to like almost immediately, and so I thought it was like, oh, well, I'm gonna react immediately to the second one too. So after I got home and I got a little bit of a headache, I'm like, no, I should be okay. Like I'll be just fine. I'll just just take it easy. And it was about 2 in the morning. Like I woke up because I was asleep. I was gonna go to work the next day, and I ran to the bathroom, and y'all, I'm gonna be honest here, I almost didn't make it to the bathroom because I was so sick. And it was weird, like I was completely fine, and so I woke up at 2, and I was like, oh my god, I cannot do this right now. And so I think I slept most of Friday.
I felt so terrible. And God, I was just like, it was just hot. Like, it was just so hot. And so I kind of just rested most of Friday, and I finally drew a little bit at the end of the day. Um, and by the end of the day, Friday, I felt a little bit better, but I still had a low grade fever. And then this morning when I woke up, I felt a lot better this morning. And now I just have a sore arm, but that's it. I have to get it because if I want to do conventions, I've heard that they're going to start requiring people who go to cons to have it. And if I have to get it to go to a con, then bloody hell, I'm going to get it. Like, I gotta work, yo. That's kind of how I see it. Is I'm like, if it is going to threaten me getting to work, then I'm going to do it. And technically, I'm a high risk person, and my doctor didn't want me to get the vaccine in the first place because he told me, he said, you're going to react to it. I know you are because you have a higher than normal immune system and you overreact to everything because you have an autoimmune disease, and so you should not get the vaccine. And so when he asked me how it went, I'm like, how do you think it went? He's like, I was right, huh? And I'm like, yeah. So I knew it was going to happen. But I'm like, conventions? No conventions. Conventions? No conventions. It's a pretty easy choice. And I'm just saying that I had heard that from friends who do conventions, and whether it's true or not, I don't know. So don't at me. But I decided to just, you know what, whatever, I'm gonna get it. I'm not taking that chance, yo. Yeah, I'll admit I was a little hesitant, mainly because I don't get vaccines for obvious reasons now, because of my immune system. So I was really apprehensive about getting it. I was really worried about a bad reaction, and I got a compared to what could have happened, I got something pretty minimal. I mean, the first one knocked me out for 3 days. I mean, I had like 102-degree fever for like 3 days, so it was not fun. Um, and technically, I made like a really dumb risk by getting the vaccine anyway against my doctor's recommendations. But again, like after a certain point, you feel like you almost have to decide between like your career or this vaccine, and I felt like I had to make that choice. Okay, sorry, I had to reply to a comment on Twitter. I did that. I did the thing where I'm supposed to be focusing on you guys. Okay, I'm gonna put in all the shadows I took out. And this isn't even gonna be like the final shadow. Like, I'm gonna have more stuff. Because I always have like 50 million like shading and lighting layers. Am I the only one that does that? Where you have like, I'm gonna add this effect, and I'm gonna add this effect, and I'm gonna add this one, now this one, now this one. Like, am I the only one that does that? Anyway, so what is everyone up to? Oops, I made that too smooth a transition. So I always add like 50 million effects to things. Yeah, that's the first layer, and then you can see that there's a second layer of shading in here where I like emphasize the edges and stuff, the core shadows and stuff. I think that's on her layer, yeah. Emphasize all the edges here. All of his shadows were darker. And then I take this and then airbrush it. So what I did is I have a second layer of shadow here, and I'm taking basically the mask that I made for his original shadows, and now I'm using it to help me add on a second layer of shadows with my airbrush to kind of help darken everything again. Oops. I wonder if it's not dark enough. I'm gonna do all of that and then I'll double it. Yeah, it's not dark enough. That's okay. I can make a second layer just for this. So what I did is I decided to make another layer, and I'll just add it in manually myself. Whoops. So I put it on color mode. So what I did is I created, using the first layer of shadows, I created a mask. And I'm going to be adding in a second set of shadows to kind of like make some of this even darker. shaded here. That should not be. That's not good. Oh, what the frick happened? What's going on here? That is super weird, yo. Well, let's make a mask from this. And then select this. Okay. So now let's come in here and try. So that had the opposite effect there. Inverts. Sometimes you gotta figure this out as you go. Inverts. Deletes. Deletes. What did I do, yo? Oh, I see. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this in with a flat color temporarily. Fill it in with black. And then I'll come in here, delete what I don't need. Oops. Yeah, that was cool. That's how you know your shadows work. Sometimes you kind of just gotta like work around it, and then select all of this, and then use that to make your mask. And now you can delete this, and now I should be able to fill in with my shadows, no problem. If I put it on color. Nani. Why does it delete it when I don't understand? Weird. I can't use the delete function. I have to actually erase it manually for it to work. That is super weird. Don't worry, guys. I'm just trying to figure out how to use my masks. Because I'm a ding dong. So now I should be able to take this and put in my shadows. Ah, I got it. That was way harder than it should have been. That was way harder, y'all, than it should have been. I worked way too hard for that. That's all I was trying to do. Goodness. Ugh. I worked way too hard for that. But I got it, guys. I got it. Sometimes you just gotta work a little extra hard. I swear. Sometimes my brain hurts. Every day my brain hurts. See how I'm making this dark? And then what I'll do later is I'll go in and erase the parts with the wings I don't need. Fill all that in. Oh no, because this is above Falaise layered. It's okay, I'll just bring it lower so that it's not. There we go. I swear, guys, can y'all still hear me? And then Aros is longer here. I can use birds of blue. I'm not happy with this at all. It'd be that way sometimes. I think it's too stark. It do be like that. I don't know if y'all are commenting or not, because I'm not getting anything. Oh, that's so weird, guys. Like, my chat wasn't updating. I literally just refreshed it. Okay, I'm so sorry. Let me catch up. What are conventions like? I really need to invest in essential air. Me, I called out, really concerned with my layers, but it's probably not fancy. Oh, probably why it's not fancy. I became a camera salon. I'm watching a stream with my sister moving in the first house today. Oh, that's exciting when you get your first house. Running on 3 hours of sleep. Oh no. I had the sketch layer, liner, layer, fleck colors, layer, and two shade layers. I said, wow, you were easily not me. I took art in school, but we didn't have digital courses. I'm entirely self-taught. Wrong layer, oopsie. Wakada nai. I don't understand. Wakada nai. Yo. I don't understand. What is it? Yeah. It just took me a second because I'm so used to seeing formal form, and I'm like, huh? My brain didn't read casual as an actual word. I'm still getting used to reading everything in casual form. I'm so used to everything being formal with your moss form. My brain just went, ooh. What is this? I'm really excited because I finally get to start my Japanese class. I start that. Let's see, when do I start that? I started my Japanese class on the 16th, I think, is when I started. Well, it's when I start my next class. They should teach casual first. Like I get why they don't teach casual first. Clip, don't you dare do that on me. Clip. It's like, LOL, I'm thinking about crashing. No. Freaking dare you, monster. I will crush you. Clip, if you do that to me. I mean, yeah, like I said, I get why they teach the formal form first. What layer is this? That should not be there. Yeah, good idea. Oh, I just realized that some of the lighting got messed up. And this is a one of those rare fixed layers where I will have to select this and then fill it in manually. Okay. Ooh. Miso? She's like, nah, fam, I'm leaving. It's not like a super formal class. It's actually a continuing education class offered by the school district here. And it's specifically for conversational Japanese. It does start at the very beginning with like how to pronounce properly and what the basic kana is, but it only has like 2 weeks of like super basic, and then it like gets into like the normal stuff. Um, and it's pretty cheap, but I'm gonna try to see if I can take the class twice, just to get like that extra practice, and it's really cheap, and it's for like a whole 8 weeks. So, if you do it just once, so I'm gonna see if I can maybe take the course twice and just get like some really really good just practice, just getting used to thinking conversationally. So we'll see. Yeah, see how much difference that lighting really helped. Just kind of brighten it up a bit. And that's just on normal layer. Like I could throw it onto like all these different effects. Definitely not leaving it on overlay, but just to kind of show you guys what all you can do with it. You can do all kinds of cool stuff with it. I'll probably leave it on normal. Let me see if I change it to a cooler color if that does anything for it. No, that doesn't help it at all. That looks kind of neat though, using the red. I think that goes better with the color scheme, to be honest. And then when I'm all done, I can go through and play with my layer effects and stuff. So I'll stop there for now with. Oh, I gotta do the wings and stuff. The wings will be easy. Just put on another mask. And then erase what you don't need. I almost always now use masks. Um, Only because they're easier to correct, like if you make a mistake. Um, so what's everyone up to this summer? Anyone have any plans, any trips, anything that they're looking forward to this summer or winter if you're on the other side of the hemisphere? Or the other side of the, wow, the other hemisphere, sorry. I tried to say other hemisphere and other side of the world at the same time, and that just didn't happen. Like I wanted it to. Brain dirt. Man, there's a song I really want to share with you guys, but I can't because copyright. I'll have to share it in a community post later. Hi, Miso. Hey, Miso, you gonna say hi to everyone? Miso. Hi, baby. You guys hear that? I don't know if you guys can hear it. Yeah? Come on, Miso. Come on here so everyone can talk to you. Come here. You're gonna make me pick you up, aren't you? You goober. Come here. You know the deal. Miso, you gonna say hi now, or are you just gonna not say anything? See, because I've picked you up, now you're not gonna say anything, because that's what you always do. She'll always meow while I'm petting her when she's on the ground, but as soon as I pick her up, she goes silent. She's such a goober. Miso Faye. Miso. Yeah, now that she's in my lap, she doesn't want to do anything. Now, so if I can grab a picture for you guys. Miso. Miso. forgot it has to be in one ratio or YouTube won't let me post it. Miso. Goober. Here, I'll post it in my community tab. Oh, I can't because I'm technically on my other account. I can't. I'll post it for you guys later. Oh, here, I'll post it on Twitter. She's not earning her keep. Just sitting here looking cute, not earning her keep. My music stopped. There you go. That's Miso sitting in my lap right now. Oh, Lindsay Sterling concert. Nice. She literally just like sits there between me and the tablet, and then I have to like work around her because she refuses to actually get up and do anything. Oh man, no, I don't know shit about Instagram. I don't know anything about Instagram. I honestly don't like posting to Instagram because it is just so freaking taxing. Plus, the problem with Instagram is like if you link anywhere off of Instagram, they punish you in the algorithm. And then if you don't post every single day, they punish you. If you don't use reels, they punish you. If you don't use like any like stories, they punish you. Like I'm sorry, bro, like not everything I make I can post every day. And I'm not always interested in posting every day. And so like my Instagram is dead. So I cannot help you with Instagram. My music stopped. With Instagram you need to post daily. If you don't post daily, the algorithm is going to punish you, which is really sad. Like we shouldn't have to feel forced to post if we don't want to, but yet the algorithm overlords have decided that if you don't, you clearly aren't worth sharing or promoting. Um, and unless your fans have their notifications on, they're not necessarily going to see every post, which is like super crazy disheartening because you can work your literal butt off and like no one will see your stuff unless you post regularly. Just so stupid. What, Miso? What? Like I'm not someone who really cares about Instagram enough to like be posting regularly, and I know that that's my own damn fault. But And that's why there are so many artists that just fall into this depression because there's so much pressure for us to post like every day. And like we just may not necessarily have stuff to post, especially if you're like a professional and you have to deal with like NDA work. You literally may just not be able to post every day, and that's just the nature of your work. And it sucks because like you're gonna get punished for that, like just because you work a job where you literally cannot post every day. Oh, I don't know anything about TikTok. I technically have a TikTok account just so I can keep my name, but I don't use it like at all. I hate that I messed up on this layer because now it's gonna make it 10 times harder to do anything. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't expect that. That came out of nowhere. Sorry. What, Miso? Did my sneeze scare you? I'm sorry. Yeah, I've seen there's another ArtCrumbs channel out there, and I don't really care. I'm like, as long as they're not trying to say they are me, I don't really give a damn. So I've seen them on social media, so I know that there are other like ArtCrumbs accounts. But I mean, ArtCrumbs isn't that original of a name either, so. Kind of stuck right now. I don't know what I want to do. I didn't really plan this for Miso, you honey. You gotta settle down if you're gonna be in my lap. You know the rules. He's like, clearly I don't. Because every time I get into your lap, I feel like I have to move around every 5 seconds. She's like, I don't want to be here. If you're not gonna pet me, I'm just gonna leave. That's fine with me. I'm trying to work. Miso, settle, please. She's like, fine, I'll just leave. If you're not gonna pet me. Fine. Bye, Felicia. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know where the sniffles are suddenly coming from. Probably because I've got this air blowing on me now. Damn it. Oh, my nose is bleeding. That's nice. No wonder I'm having problems. I'm like, why is my nose having issues? Ugh. Yeah, it's fine. It happens when the weather gets really dry. Oh, gosh. I'm gonna have to go blow my nose, guys. I'll be back. I'm sorry. No, it happens. It happened this morning too, so it's okay. It does this whenever, like, it's been super crazy hot and super crazy dry lately. Plus, I just came back from Colorado. It's just dry air. It's alright. I'll be right back. It probably means I'm dehydrated too much. I should drink more water. Okay, much better. Yeah, I mean, it happens from time to time. It's not a super big concern. Yeah, the heat is so bad here. We hit 99 degrees without the heat index. And we're a northern state. So I can't even imagine what the southern states are dealing with. I can't even. Yeah, we're not too far from Canada ourselves, and it's like, where is this heat coming from? I mean, South Dakota isn't known for having so much freaking heat. Hearing any music. Oh, because I took my headset off. That's why. Glitter gel pens. Hell yeah. I used to have like a really large collection of those. Been there, done that. Not always a bad thing. I think that's just an artist thing in general, just like impulse buying things. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use that. A couple of years later, hey, did you ever use this? Nope. No, I didn't. You have to go? Well, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Take it easy. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. See you next time. This is one of my favorite characters. His name is Hinema. He's such like an upbeat character. I love it. I was just picturing him, like kind of talking like this, just doing great, having a good old time, and just happy all the time, and just want to make you happy. Like that's the kind of like when I picture him, he's just happy all the time. Like even as he's dragging underground, don't worry, you'll make a wonderful addition to all my growths underground, so I can kill more people effectively in the future. Prevent more strangers like you. Like I just picture him just being like this, like really happy personality, even when he's talking about like really morbid things. like nothing phases this guy. That's kind of how I picture Hinema. Yeah, like there is no getting Hinema down. There are no negatives in life. That's kind of how I picture him. He's just like this like infinitely happy character. Pinkie Pie? I don't know what Pinkie Pie is. What's Pinkie Pie? Oh, is that a pony? I've never seen My Little Pony, so I I can infer, but oh, didn't know there were multiple generations. Hey, today I learned. Huh. Yeah, I think we all need people like that in our lives. They're just like, meh. Oh yeah, I know it's old. I know it's an old show. I used to watch the old version. Like I remember there being one where there was something about like fire or was it lava that was like surrounding this house or something, and there was like this one pony like stuck out in the middle of whatever this dangerous flow was. I don't remember. I just very clearly remember that scene because it was so traumatizing to me as a child to watch this, thinking that this pony was gonna die. I very vaguely remember it. Yeah, I think that one was from the 90s. I think that one was. Because it was when they actually looked like horses. And I'm pretty sure it was like the uppity pony where she's like, ugh, like, I'm way better than all of you. It was that pony that it happened to. And I very clearly remember. And Rainbow Dash was involved somehow. Like the old version of Rainbow Dash. But this was when I was like a young child, so I barely remember any of it. Yeah, like this one pony was just like a jerk. Like she clearly had issues with people. What's my keyboard doing here? Come on, Cliff. I hate that after it draws, it'll like change what you just did. It's like, can you not? Just put the rock where I tell you to put the rock. And then later I can go in on top of it, and then erase the ones I don't need. Wow, that got dark really fast. With a rainbow. Wow. That's some sort of special. I'm gonna defeat you with my rainbow magic! Yeah! Hmm. Oh, hey, thanks for the follow on Twitter, by the way. Just a rainbow. Oh, just the rainbow. I hate this cover now so much. Oh. But it's not finished, so like I gotta keep going. Cause I haven't finished her yet. I haven't put in all the magic yet. I hate when things look blech before you're done. Cause you're like, I hate this. But I gotta keep going. No, I forgot the arrows are probably why it looks strange. Well, probably one reason why. Let the arrows distract from it. This eyeball is poorly placed. It's just not finished. Everything just looks really... Probably because it looks too short. And also this leg probably... It's just her shape, but I just want it done at this point. I don't really care that much. Because there's going to be a fire along here, so I might as well just leave it open and not complicate it with arrows and stuff. Because you can't really see him in the original sketch anyway, so maybe that's why it looked off. I also added in some extra hands, too. I feel like this one's unnecessary. All of what this hand is completely unnecessary. So I'm gonna get rid of it. Yeah, see, I think that helped a lot. I think that hand was just weird. Plus, it was just aimed at his crotch, and it just looked really weird to me. Trying to decide. She's a ghost, right? So would she technically have shading? I would think so, technically. But she also emits light. And this is the debate that I've had this entire time trying to decide how to draw her in the series. I don't think she would. I don't think she would. But she looks really bizarre without it. So maybe make it very light. Like a very subtle shadow. Obviously, I put in some hard edges too. That's true. But I also intend. Well, they're not. She's not just a ghost. Like, in the way that I've envisioned them, they're always more solid than not. Like, they may be a soul, but they're not necessarily transparent. Because they're more of a spirit than a ghost. Like, you know how you think of like I hate to say demon because she's not evil, but like, you know how like when you see a demon, like you usually see them as fully opaque. That's kind of how I see like these people. Like, they're fully solid, but they're a spirit. They're not human. But no, you make a really good point in that she technically would be transparent, but I didn't fill in the background to make up for that. Also, I just noticed that this lines up really bizarrely. I just noticed that. Tangents! Damn it! They won't let me die happy. Freaking tangents. Tangents! They just won't let me live in peace. I have to add this as a fixed layer. Which is never what I want to do. I could, and see, originally I had it straight. Um, originally I did. But I wanted her to have that, like, flowy look. Because in the original drawing, um, clip, this. Why do you pick the worst times to do that when I'm literally in the middle of something? That's my only complaint about Clip Studio is I hate that it forces you to stop doing something when it autosaves. But see, originally, it was more, like, controlled and not quite as, like, stringy. So I might go back to that. I might just go make it more straight and controlled than stringy looking. No, I don't want her hair to be inaccurate for how long it is either. Because I also have to think about the accuracy. I can't just, like, suddenly change her character design, because this isn't a one-off drawing. So, if it was a one-off character, maybe, but since she's a repeating character and a major character, I want it to be accurate. I'll just have to completely redo the shading of her hair here. Hey Krill, what's up? Oh, come on. Clean line tool, you can work better than this. I got a special tool made just for erasing along lines, and sometimes it just doesn't. Zoom in, please. Sometimes it just doesn't want to work. Never seen it act up like this before. What are you up to, Krill? What you working on? figure out what layer that is. I don't know why it's looking like that. What layer is this? Oh, there is. This is good. Clip! Sometimes you just gotta yell at it. How are ostriches and emus significantly different? Well, size for one thing. They're quite different in size. Also, their general color description, their general temperament. I hear like emus are mean as fuck. Is what I heard. um, their eggs are also pretty different. If you look at like how they actually look, their eggs are different. Other than that, I don't really know that much about ostriches and emus. And I think ostriches are bigger. Pretty sure ostriches are bigger. Oh, making your first YouTube video? Nice. Good luck with that. Been there, done that. But yeah, I think it would just honestly just have to like put the two side by side and just like do some like actual research on ostriches versus emus. Is my video just way behind? I think it's just super laggy. Because I'm watching it and I'm way beyond that point. Super laggy. There we go, I just have to update my stream and it will all caught up. If I could best describe Fale in one phrase, it would be Kikyo. The best way I can describe her for anyone who knows Inuyasha. That's just her type of like personality. She's like, I'm so done with this shit. She looks so frustrated right now. She is. She's so done with people's crap. She's like, I'm dead. Just let me stay dead, please. Leave me alone. She's like, I am so done with people's crap. Poor Fale. That's basically what happens here with Aros is she died and she just like wants to stay dead. And he's like, no, we can't have that. She's just like, damn it. Because she knows what's going to happen when she gets revived. Like, there's a lot of, like, not good things that are going to happen. And she's just like, can you just let me be dead, please? Aris himself has a lot of issues, like, just in his own mental problems. He's utterly obsessed with this woman, and she doesn't even love him. But it's not, like, in a creepy way. Like, he doesn't want to, like, marry her or anything. He's just, like, absolutely infatuated with her in the sense that he idolizes her and wishes he could be as good as she was. That's basically what his problem is he's just obsessed and wants to be like her. And that's why if you look subtly, they look very similar, and he kind of does that subconsciously. Even in the clothes he ends up wearing, it's like a subconscious obsession. gross. That's not good. Flip. I swear, one of these days, guys, I'm gonna smack it. We're here for me, click. Please just do your thing. Stop being mean to me. Okay, I think I need a break. I have been staring at this way too long. I didn't get done near as much as I wanted to, but that's how the dice rolls. I need to take a break, look away from it for a little while. Because it's not going how I wanted. So I might have to take a break and just look at it later and maybe play with it some more. So thank you guys for coming, I really appreciate it. Didn't stream for like too crazy long today. It's only like it'll tell me how long I streamed. It's only about a 2.5 hour stream, which is really short for me. But I really appreciate you all coming by and spending some time with me. It was great. So we did pretty well today. 53 playbacks, so that's not too bad. So thanks again for coming. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys.